was an alleged terrorist attack on Disneyland in Paris. The suspect was a man, and he was found to be carrying 2 guns and a box of ammunition and his Torrent. It happened January 28th of this year.
While this was a serious issue in which a man was armed with live ammunition, Disneyland has since been overreacting by banning guests from bringing any toys that look like a weapon from entering their parks.
There's even a ride based off of Buzz Lightyear's Astro Blaster, coincidentally called Astro Blasters, but all the merchandise pertaining to the Astro Blaster is banned from the park.
Disney has officially banned anything that looks like a weapon. I think it's ridiculous. Disney no longer sells the Star Wars blasters and the green and orange toy guns from Frontierland in the parks either. Being a veteran of the Army and being part of an anti-terror task force, Disney is just overreacting to world events. Yes, the threat is out there, but don't make Timmy throw away his toy because you're scared. When I have to tell a family that their son or daughter can't bring something they love in, it not only hurts them, but it hurts me as well, seeing their disappointment. And that's not what Disney is supposed to be about. Inside the park, there isn't really any violence regarding Disney's fantasy weapons. Kids can go and build their own lightsabers in Tomorrowland, and the looks on their faces are like they just got a new puppy. They're so excited. The only danger that could happen here is Tommy might want little Timmy's lightsaber and Timmy says no and strikes him down. That's an issue for Mom and Dad to figure out. Otherwise, these toys aren't really an issue. When it comes to safety issues, selfie sticks, knives, and pepper spray are the 3 most common things we confiscate. Off-duty cops carrying guns have to lock them up, and security can't even carry a knife. It makes me feel defenseless. They tell us if anything happens, the Anaheim Police Department is on the park grounds, but walking just from Main Street to Pirates of the Caribbean takes 10 minutes. But at least they're there to help. They do make the guests feel safe, and that's what Walt wanted. He wanted it to be a place where you can forget about the outside world and enjoy the fantasy world you're in.
I'm 18 years old, and I had a traumatic experience at Disney. I went to Disneyland, I think it was in February? No, yeah, it was February. It was Valentine's Day, and I went with my parents and my sister because I had no one. And so we already went to California Adventure for like half the day, and the second half of the day it was like already nighttime, so we were going to the actual Disneyland thing. And I have a lanyard where I put my pins and stuff because I collect them, and on the lanyard it had the little toy gun, and it was really small, and it at the end of the lanyard it also had a plastic thing where I could put my Disneyland pass in it, and then they would scan it through the plastic with their little gun thing, their scanner, and so like I held it up to the lady, and like she saw the toy blaster thing with it, and she was like, "You can't bring that in." And I was like, "Bring what in?" And she was like, "The toy blaster." And I was like, "But I got it here." And she was like, "Well, it's prohibited." And I was like, "Oh, I didn't know that." She was like, "It's been like that since December 17th." And I was like, "But I've come many times since December 17th and they haven't said anything." She was like, "Oh, well maybe they didn't catch it, but you're gonna have to be escorted out to the parking lot until, unless you want it confiscated from you." And I was like, but I've had this for 10 years, well not 10 years, like 8. And so we just like got walked out to the parking lot, and it was really weird and scary because like she was walking with us and there's other people walking with us, and I was like, it's a toy gun this big that I bought there when I was 10. So I feel like it's a little bit unnecessary considering that the Astro Blaster's guns are toys within the park and they're on the Buzz Lightyear Astro Blaster ride, and it's Disney's own merchandise, so it shouldn't really be seen as a threat. And I mean, it is shaped as a gun, but it's obviously a space gun that's from space. And I've been going to Disneyland for a really long time. I've had passes a lot of years since I was like 8 or 10, and like they've just been really strict lately, so it's kind of weird and all of a sudden. So So I do believe that Disney could be a little bit more lenient on what they're allowing in the park. Like for example, they've gotten more strict with like lightsabers, and like you can't open them, they have to be taped like within the park. And also with the Astro Blasters toy gun thing, like those are Disney's own products and they're selling them there. So I feel like within the park they should be allowed because it's its own merchandise. But obviously they have good restrictions on everything else, like considering like actual weapons and like scissors, knives and stuff. Like I think that stuff's good, but everything within its own merchandise and its strictness, they can be more lenient. I mean, they're fantasy for a reason. They're not gonna come alive or like be real. Like lightsabers aren't gonna happen. That'd be pretty cool, but they're not gonna happen. And the space guns, the Astro Blasters, they're not gonna come true unless aliens come. But they're fantasy for a reason. So I feel like Disney's being too strict considering that they are under the category of fantasy weapons.